4.
Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be doing a vinyl update video. It's been a little bit off a while since I've done one of these videos. I think we're on update 45 now, I believe. So yeah, quite a big number there. But yeah, today I'm just going to be showing some things I've got recently. Quite a few of these are Christmas gifts, which I'll show first. And then I've just got various albums which I've amassed over the last couple of months. Also, just want to hope that everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I absolutely did. I got some really great things. So I will just show those now. So first thing first, from my grandparents for Christmas, they got me the Beatles White album and the new 50th anniversary 3 CD edition, which for me this is all I really needed on this, the remix which is really great. I think that the remix sounds incredible, and then with this you get the Ezra demos as well, which are also really fantastic. It's just unplugged versions. With this you get a wee booklet in there. It's just a nice sort of good value for money package this year. The White Album 50th anniversary edition. And then for Christmas, my girlfriend got me George Ezra's album Staying at Tamara's. We're both quite big fans of George Ezra. Yeah, this is a wonderful album. It was on my top 20 albums of the year video. So if you've not watched that, please do. Yeah, it's just good quality pop music, really. I have to say. I think he's got a great voice. He's a really good quality songwriter. There's the gatefold to it, and with this is quite nice because you get not only the vinyl here, lyric in it, and we picture of him, and then it looks like that. But you also with this get this CD, which is really cool. Not many records these days come with the CD, but it's great that they chucked it in with this one. So yeah, that is George Ezra, Staying at Tamara's. Okay, and now a couple of things from my great friend in the vinyl community, vinyl collector James. He got me a couple of things here. The first one, I believe he just seen this when he was out record shopping one day. It is Elvis Costello's album, The Juliet Letters, which he done with a string quartet called the Bronxty Quartet. I think that's how you say it. So this is quite a departure for Elvis Costello. He's never really explored this sort of classical music before. So this is quite an interesting album. As you can see, it has made the rounds off the Texas record shops Waterloo Records and Breakaway stickers on it there. And this is quite a rare album. I've certainly never seen a copy of it on vinyl before. This is just a lovely copy of it. It comes with the inner sleeve. And then the record itself is just on Warner Brothers. So yeah, a fantastic gift from James here. This is looks like a German copy actually. So yeah, that's Elvis Costello and the Juliet Letters. And then the last gift also from James, after be he's super generous. He got me this, which now actually completes my Paul McCartney studio albums collections. It is Run Devil Run. So yeah, I was very thrilled, very grateful to get this item here. This is a really good album. It's a sort of rock and roll covers album. But, he does some tracks which you wouldn't expect on it. It's quite a good track listing. It's maybe a little bit long. There's about 15 tracks in total. But there's just so much energy on this. This was just after Linda had died. So there are some quite touching moments Lonesome Town and Try Not to Cry. But then there's other moments where he's just rocking out and having a good time. And this is a lovely copy of it. It comes with the inner sleeve here, just as the making of Run Devil Run on it. A bit about each of the songs, McCartney's connection with each of the tracks, which is really nice. And then the record is just on this sort of replica Parlophone label. Quite a heavy vinyl as well. This one came out in 1999, I think. So yeah, great album, fantastic gift from James. I'm very grateful for this. Okay, so now just moving on, we've got a couple of items from when I seen Johnny Marr in concert back in November now. So yeah, I have already showed these in the Johnny Marr concert review. But I just thought that I would include them in the vinyl update since they all like music items. So the first one is this CD, which is Live at the Roundhouse, something called Comet Tripper. So this was recorded like only a few days before like my live concert, like whether like I believe it is getting like a commercial release, like at least like on CD, like hopefully like it does come out like on record, because this is a absolutely fantastic like live recording. Like he does a brilliant set list like on here. These are what the CDs look like, lots of Smith songs, like lots of like his solo stuff like from his new album. So yeah, which was actually like my album like off like the year, like incidentally. So yeah, Johnny Marr, Live at the Roundhouse. And then also at the concert I picked up his latest single, Spiral Cities, mostly because this has a unique B-side, a song called Spectral Eyes, which is another great song. Like would it be like a fantastic like addition to like Call the Comet. So yeah, that's Spiral Cities. Okay, so now on to some of the vinyl finds. The first couple here I got when I was in Stirling like a few months back. So this shop is called Europa Music. I must say, when I first went in, like it's a very, very big store. Like I've been there before. Like they've got like a whole room like out like the back, like just like chock-a-block like full of like records. Like whether like I was going through the album stacks, wasn't really finding much. Like the only thing like what like I came across like in like it was like the 7-inch single bin was this, which is an XTC picture sleeve for generals and majors. I just thought that like I would pick this up. This has got like a unique B-side, a song called Don't Lose Your Temper. So yeah, this is just a nice React collectible like item here, like nothing too special there. However, then on the floor, like they had a lot of 12-inch singles, and just sort of peeping up like from the back of the box, I see this here. It said Lloyd Cole and the Commotion, so I thought, haha, we'll go in there, we'll have a look at that. So this was a brand new friend, and like then they had a whole rack of like other Lloyd Cole singles, like 12-inch singles, like which I'd never seen before. Like so, yeah, like it worked out quite well. Like these were like really cheap. So this is a brand new friend here from the Easy Pieces album. And this has, again, some great B-sides, a song called Her Last Fling, and then like 2 live recordings, 2CV and Speedboat. So yeah, I'll just quickly show this one here. Just looks like this. So you get the whole A side is just Brand New Friend, and then the B side you've got Her Last Fling, and then the 2 live tracks. So yeah, that's the first one. And then they had a few other ones like as well. They had Cut Me Down, like, but it wasn't in brilliant condition, that one, unfortunately. The other one I picked up was My Bag here. This one mostly for the B-side, which is a song called Jesus Said, which is absolutely fantastic. Like an outtake like from the Easy Pieces album, but that song I think should have been like on the album because it is fantastic. Quite plain design to it there, and then it just looks like so nothing too special with that one, just My Bag. And then the other one, which was quite a surprise one, I didn't think that I would see this. I think this was the only solo one they had. It's for No Blue Skies. And like again, these were all about I think about £2 each. So yeah, they were. It was like they were too good like to resist. So this is No Blue Skies, Lloyd Cole, from his first solo record, I believe 1989, I think. So yeah, this was quite a surprise pickup here. Okay, now a couple of reissues that will have come out. I think like fairly recently. The first one, well, like of course, like came out like earlier this year. Like I thought that I would pick up the reconstructed double album of Paul McCartney and Wings' Red Rose Speedway. So yeah, like this is absolutely fantastic. There's so many great songs like which didn't make the album like when it was originally released like in 1973. But you know, like this is probably now like I would say my go-to version like of like Red Rose Speedway, because you just got so many great like other songs like Country Dreamer, I Lie, Around the Mess, Best Friends, a really great song. And like then like the whole 4th side as well, like Mama's Little Girl, I Would Only Smile, like is a great like Denny Lane song. And I quite like the design of this. It's meant to look like a sort of bootleg design, so just sort of plain white labels, just like vinyl though. And then this book, like, it's supposed to be a sort of like early version, like off like the original one, like off like the original one what came with the original album. Like, so there's sort of like instructions like off like what McCartney like wants like amending to this. So yeah, this is just really nice like package to this one here. Quite expensive though, unfortunately. Like I did get a bit off like in HMV, like because I had a bit of like store credit there. However, the actual asking price is I think £35 for these archive reissues, which is quite a lot. Like even though they are double vinyls, like it is still like quite a bit of money there. But you know, they are really well done. They sound absolutely great. So that's yeah, reconstructed Red Rose Speedway. And then the most recent thing which I picked up, only got this one I think about 2 days ago now. It was inspired by again like vinyl collector James, like James Lobban, like I think I'd like just got this album recently, like or something like that, and like he was playing it, said it's really great, Ross, like you should like pick it up. Like so like next time, like, I think like I got this one like in Glasgow, like so like I found Morrissey's Boner Drag album, and I'm not sure if this has just been recently like reissued like again, because I had like quite a hard time like finding this like a few years back, like however now like HMV like seem to be stocking like it again, and this is absolutely fantastic. This is a sort of early compilation which he put out in 1990, so it has, or like 91 I think, like so it's got a lot of like his early singles on it, like which were sort of like non-album tracks and stuff, like the last of the famous International Playboys, Ouija Board, and Hairdresser, On Fire. Yeah, there's just so many great songs like on this album, and the packaging to this is lovely as well. You just get like two printed like inner sleeves, so that's what one looks like. It's the other side, and the other sleeve looks like so. So yeah, just nice pictures like off like Mozza there, and then this is on Minor Major, which I think I've got another couple of like albums like on that label like from Morrissey. But to top this one off, which I don't think you got with the original album, you get a really nice poster. So yeah, really like nice design for this one here. Like I might actually hang this up like on like my wall actually, like it's a really nice picture there. So yeah, that's Morrissey and Boner Drag. And then one which I got online was from my Elvis Costello ranking video. Like it didn't like actually like include this one, like because I hadn't got it like in time like for that video. Like however, this would definitely be like in like the top 10, like I would say, like maybe like even getting into the top 5. It is that good. It is Momofuku, I think that's how you say it there. Bit of a strange title, but this is a wonderful album. Came out in 2008, and yeah, this is just absolutely great. It's Costello kind of rocking out again, like he's back with like the imposters like on this album. And although this was a new reissue, like the condition isn't great, I have to say. There's a lot of like sort of creasing like on like the surface, but really it's not too bad, I have to say. And this again comes with, it doesn't come with printed inners, but I think you get a download card with this one. So that's just what like the labels look like, and but this is a wonderful album. Like it's a lot more rocking like than like his latest one, Look Now, and like whether like I prefer this one or not, like I'm not too sure, because Look Now like is also a great record. Like they're both very good, but slightly different like sort of like styles like of like music. So yeah, that is Momofuku, Elvis Costello and the Imposters. Okay, so now on to sort of like used like record finds like from like the wild. So the first couple here are from probably like my favourite shop like in Edinburgh, Unknown Pleasures. Talked about that shop like many times before. I got these again about a week ago now. Like I've got a few like other things to get out like at the same time, like which I'm like gonna save. The first video like was just a cheap buy, like no real need to have this other than another item for the Paul McCartney collection, but it's the Spies Like Us 12-inch single. So yeah, I just thought why not pick this up, like it was going cheap. It's not in brilliant condition, this, unfortunately. There's a bit of wear and tear like along the bottom there. However, again, this is just one like for the collection really, like just some pictures like of Paul like in the studio like on the back. And this is on again just usual Parlophone records. The B-side to this absolutely sucks. It's called My Carnival. Not a great song at all there, like unfortunately. But, you know, just another one for the collection, like as I said. And then another one which was a fairly cheap buy was this album here. It's by a band, The Teardrop Explodes, and it's their album Kilimanjaro. So I'd heard of this band, like this was they're like a Liverpool band, like I believe led by Julian Cope. like you was a name like which like I had like known like for like a wee while. Probably like everyone's like quite familiar with them, but like I would describe them like as a sort of mix between Echo and the Bunnymen and Madness, like sort of thing. But it's quite there's some songs like on there like with very sort of like punchy horn parts, like as well as like sort of like you've got like the sort of like more sort of like mysterious like sort of singing style like of like Cope. However, I only found out like when I got home and like checked Discogs, because this is actually the reissued version like of the album. Originally, like it came out in 1980, like just with a picture like of like the band, like whether like it was reissued like with this sort of like zebra cover, like the following year. So yeah, slightly strange sort of like history like with this album. Yeah, just basic packaging, just there's no fancy like up, just on Mercury Records here. But this is a really great album though. That's certainly one like worth like checking out. So yeah, that is Kilimanjaro, the Teardrop Explodes. It's now we're at that point in the video where I show some XTC albums. So yeah, I'm glad to say now that I am complete on their studio albums on vinyl, which is great. So the first one I've got to show is Go To, which was their second album. This one I had quite a lot of trouble actually finding this. Like I'm sure that I'd seen a copy of it like about like a year ago now, when I first started collecting like XTC albums. However, like I passed it up like for like whatever reason. I think it was about £25 that they were asking. However, I'd never seen it like again, and like actually had to get this one like online, like simply because like I'd never come across it. Like even though it's not particularly like a rare album, it's also not particularly a good album either. It's certainly XTC's weakest record like which she put out. Like it kind of lacks like a bit of like, it's basically like the first album but sort of like watered down like a little bit. Like the keyboardist like Barry Andrews like sings like on like a few songs. So yeah, like it is a little bit like patchy. However, the packaging like is quite nice. You get like just like the plain like inner here, and like again this has like the original like one with it. It says like this is the inner sleeve like of an album XTC's Go To. It's just a sort of silly like wacky design, and like again like the record label has the whole "this is a record label" like sort of like spiel on it. So yeah, that is the record looked at. And then the vinyl, and then sorry, the insert is really nice. I'm very glad it came with this. So you get this sort of map of Swindon, like on the back, like their hometown. You get this other thing, just a few photos, and then this really nice picture, like of XTC, like in 1978. So yeah, really like nice album here. Like very glad to finally get a copy of Go To. Now the next one was another real surprise find, like I have to say. Like I came across this one like just like in like the wild, and like I was like, oh my god, like I've got to have that. It is Black Sea, but this is the original one, like with like the sort of like the green paper bag. Like I've already got a copy like of Black Sea, like which I got like in a job lot, like whether that doesn't have like this sort of like outer thing. Like so when I seen this one like for like a quite a good price, I thought, God, I've got to have that. It isn't in brilliant condition this, so it's slightly worn like along like the sides again, like the back. But this is quite rare to find like original copies of this still with this like in place. And then the record, it comes out the top, and it's just got the cover like which we all know, just there. And then the other thing what's quite cool about this is it actually has the original like inner sleeve like with like the lyrics, which my other copy doesn't have. And this is just on this RSO labels here, like some like sort of like substitute like a version, like I think. So yeah, that is Black Sea, another great album. Could be my favourite XTC album. And then online I splurged out and bought the 2 Dukes of Stratosphear albums, like which were sort of like XTC like kind of like in disguise, and sort of like paying homage like to like the psychedelic music like off like the 60s, like which like they really loved. So the first thing was their mini album like EP 25 O'Clock here. Wonderful cover here. Again, I've never seen this one like on vinyl like in like the wild before, so it really was like the sort of like you could only really get it like online sort of thing. However, like it wasn't too expensive. It's just got this sort of thing here, and then a picture like of them like on the back of it. And there's only 6 tracks in here, but I have to say all 6 of them are really great. Like I love, and I'm not big on 25 O'Clock, like the title track. Like however, Bike Ride to the Moon is great. My Love Explodes, fantastic. What the World and Your Gold Dress is great. Moth of the Ministry is also really good. However, it's very sort of like a pastiche of like I Am the Walrus, like sort of thing. Like it's basically like just like I Am the Walrus, like set to slightly different like lyrics, like sort of thing. But this is a lovely original copy of it, just on the original Virgin Records label there. So this is, yeah, 25 o'clock here. Quite nice to get this album. And then the other one, which came out a few years after that, like I believe like they've done 25 o'clock in 85, then in 86 they released Skyrocketing, and then in 1987 they put out this one here, Sonic Sunspot. So just XTC so productive like throughout like the 80s. And yeah, this is a real great album, like I have to say. Like even like sort of like if like you just like if you just sort of like remove like the fact that it is a sort of pastiche like off like the 60s, this is actually still a really great album. There's so many fantastic songs like Vanishing Girl, Little Lighthouse, Kaleidoscope, You're My Drug, Pale and Precious is wonderful as well. So yeah, another great album here. I'll just quickly show this one here. This is a Italian copy, like I believe. Like the original UK ones seem to be quite rare. Like whether like the European pressings like are like a bit more like easy to come by. And this is just on, again, that's like the later 80s Virgin label here. So that is like Sonic Sunspot, I think is how you say it properly. Dukes of Stratosphear, wonderful album. And then to round off the video, I've got 3 more items. All 3 of these are from the Unknown Pleasures shop, like in Edinburgh. So the first 2 I got a little while back now, probably getting on for like a good like month ago now. So first one is Pink Floyd's Ummagumma. Now I have now on my Costello ranking, a lot of people were saying do like a Pink Floyd ranking. That video is coming, and like it just so happened like after like sort of like getting like lots of requests for that, like I found like this really nice, I think it's a second pressing like of Ummagumma, like again for about the same like what you would pay for like a new reissue of it. So I thought why not take the original like instead. Just a nice glossy like copy of it here. There's the back of it there. And then inside it looks like so, just some pictures of the band and various things. And this is a 2 vinyl set. So the first side is all live stuff, I believe, and you get 4 live songs, like whether they are quite long, I have to say. And like again, just it's really nice like how it's still got like the original Harvest like in the sleeve with it as well. Like they're quite hard to come by now. So yeah, you get like Ash Domini Dominine, like from the first album, Careful with the Axe Eugene, and then on the other side you've got Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun and A Saucer Full of Secrets there. And like again, all pretty long songs, about 10 minutes like each there. And then the other side is the studio album, which is more sort of like this sort. So like I think for this record they basically just worked solo, like so like sort of like the first track's like a Richard Wright solo thing, and like then you get Roger Waters and Gilmour, and then it finishes like with Nick Mason's solo ramblings. So yeah, like this isn't one of Pink Floyd's best albums. I have played this one through, and like I must say it would fall fairly to the lower end like off like my list. So that is yeah Ummagumma, but a really nice copy of it though, like I'm quite fortunate to have. And then also from that shop at the same time as Ummagumma, I managed to find a Cure album, which is Pornography here. This is their 4th album, I think, and once again this is a lovely original copy of it. Again, paid about the same like what you would pay for like a reissue of it, like so I was like I might as well just get this. Quite nice original. It's not in perfect shape, there's a bit of wear like on the spine, like whether these do go for quite a bit of money here. And this is like I said, a fairly nice original copy of it. 1982 this album came out, so you've got the original like inner with it here, and there's the back of it there, and then the record itself just on Fiction Records. So I have actually got quite a nice collection now, like off like original Cure albums. Like I've been like quite fortunate, like sort of picking up like originals like off The Top and Disintegration. So yeah, like I'm trying to sort of like keep to like originals like for like the Cure albums. So yeah, like I've just been quite lucky like getting them really. And then the last one for today is the one which I picked up like most recently, like when I was in like again, like I'm always like spoiled for choice like whenever I could go like into that shop. Like whether like I decided to get this one simply because it's never been reissued like on vinyl before like at all. Like so this was well, I'll tell you, like it was £30 for this. Like whether I do think that it was worth it. It is New Order and Substance. So this is a sort of compilation album, and it is widely regarded as one of the greatest compilations like ever like put together. It's just like New Order's like singles like up until 1987. So there's so many brilliant tracks like Ceremony, Temptation, Blue Monday, Thieves Like Us, Bizarre Love Triangle, True Faith. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful collection like of songs here. This is the original one, like I said, like on Factory Records, and it isn't in amazing shape. The back of it, there's a little bit like of dirt on it there. It's not completely white. However, I mean, finding like a mint copy of this is going to be next to like impossible. You just get like the original 2 like inners with it, just as the tracks like on the back, and then I'll just show one of the records just on this one here. So unfortunately not being reissued this, and I really think it should get reissued, like, because it is just a great compilation like of like New Order's like best material, and like actually is like the first New Order album, because the only other thing I have of theirs like on vinyl like is a 12-inch like of Blue Monday. So this is a really like nice place to start like on them Substance. Okay, so that is us come to the end of this vinyl update video. I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. Also, I do just want to thank again like the people like who got me like some like all of like the gifts that we're just showing, like my grandparents, my girlfriend, and my brilliant friends again like the vinyl community vinyl collector James. So yes, hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you all next time for the next video. Goodbye.